want to walk you through a few examples of real routines that real people have used and the steps to build your own routine that fits your life. Step one, purpose. Before you build a routine, you first need to know what it's for. Is it to reset something, maintain something, strengthen a skill, plan your time, begin or end something like your day or week or something else? What are you trying to accomplish with this routine? Take Toni Morrison. She was a writer, but she was also working a full-time job as an editor and raising her kids at the same time. So her routine wasn't about having a perfect schedule. It had one very specific job, and that was to help her start writing. She would wake up early around 4 or 5 a.m. She'd make coffee, and then she would sit in the dark, and she would wait for the light to come into the room. That moment when the light started to come in, that was signal that it was time for her to begin. She did the same thing every day before she wrote, so her mind learned to associate that moment with starting her work. A routine is a behavior that you repeat consistently. And most people think that it has to be a full sequence of steps, but it actually doesn't. Although the most common routines are like that, it can be just one action if that's all you need. Because by definition, a routine is simply something you do the same way on a regular basis. And once that becomes consistent, you can always add more steps to build upon it later. If your routine is too big, too complicated, you will be less likely to turn it into a habit. So instead of trying to fix your whole life with one routine and a million steps, just keep it simple, start small, and start by trying to solve one problem. So ask yourself, what do I actually need help with right now? Some examples are if you need help with getting my meal planning organized. So maybe you say on Sundays, I select my recipes for the week and I plan out my grocery list, the assigned days for cooking each meal, and the days for the associated prep work, like thawing and marinating. If you need help with starting your day, at the beginning of each day, I review my planner and start my first task. Ending your day peacefully. I read a book each night to quiet my mind before bed. Getting your finances in order. During my budgeting routine, I will set up my budget for the following week. I will also track my expenses at the end of each day. Planning your time. During my planning routine, I review my goals and map out the week ahead. Resetting your space. I tidy my home each night so I can start fresh the next day, or whatever it is that you are struggling with. Pick one and then build your routine around that. There is a website with a ton of examples that I'm going to link down below. Now let's get into step 2, frequency. How often does it happen? Once you know what your routine is for, the next step is deciding how often it actually needs to happen. Because not everything necessarily needs to be done every day, and therefore it doesn't need to actually be a daily routine. So maybe your routines fall into the categories of daily, weekly, or it can even be multiple times a week, monthly, annually, or even if-then scenarios. So for example, something like a Sunday reset or weekly reset would only happen once a week. If you have a budgeting routine, that could be a if-then scenario where it happens immediately after you receive a paycheck. If when I receive my paycheck, then I complete my budgeting routine. And something like goal setting might only happen once a month or once a quarter, or something that's like an annual review where you might plan out the major events happening in the year ahead could happen once a year. So instead of asking what should my daily routine be, ask how often does this actually need to happen? Step 3, time. When does it need to happen? Once you know what your routine is for and how often it happens, the next step is to decide when it actually fits into your day. The best routine isn't at a specific time, it's at the time where your time and your energy overlap. Going back to Toni Morrison, one of the reasons why she wrote early in the morning was because it was when her mind was most clear. She used the time that worked for her life and also for her energy levels. If you pick a time that doesn't match your life or your energy levels, your routine is always going to feel harder than it needs to be. So, to be more efficient, I personally like to schedule my difficult tasks during the time of day when I have the most energy and easier tasks when I'm tired. And it's also important to think about if your task is related to something like deep work. Do you need to really focus and think, or is it more of a physical task like exercise? And think about what kind of energy levels you need in order to complete those tasks. So look at your day and ask, is this task going to take a lot of energy? If yes, when do I have the most energy levels during the day? And that is where your routine goes, assuming that you don't already have something scheduled during that time. Step 4 is structure. Once you know what your routine is for, how often it happens, and when it fits into your day, the next step is deciding how structured it actually needs to be. Because not all routines are structured the same way. Some are scheduled down to the hour or minute, some are completely flexible, and some people actually use a mix of the two. Example 1, structured. Benjamin Franklin's day was structured into blocks, also known as time blocking, which is a scheduling method where you assign specific tasks to specific blocks of time in advance. His first time block started at 5 a.m., where he got ready for the day, washed, ate breakfast, and planned his day. He had 2 time blocks for work. One was from 8 a.m. to noon, and one was from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. In between those 2 time blocks, he ate lunch and reviewed his accounts. After work was done, he tidied up, ate supper, reflected on his day, and relaxed before he went to bed at 10 p.m. So each part of his day was assigned to a specific purpose. A more flexible approach is to not assign specific times to tasks, but to have a sequence that you are following within a general timeline. Haruki Murakami is a Japanese novelist who is very well known for his consistent daily routine when he is writing a book. He wakes up at 4 a.m. and then he writes for 5 to 6 hours. There are actually several hours in the day that he doesn't mention what he is doing, but at some time in the afternoon he goes for a run or he goes swimming. After that, he reads, listens to music, and goes to bed around 9 p.m. And he repeats that same pattern every day. So while this isn't a purely flexible routine, because he does have times that act as kind of like anchors for when he needs to wake up and go to sleep, and while many of the hours in his day are not assigned to anything specifically, my point is that he doesn't schedule his whole day down to the minute or hour. His day is more so a simple sequence he follows. Example 3, hybrid. You also have the option of combining both a rigid style and flexible style schedule. Here in my planner, I have a rigid morning routine. It has times assigned to each task because I have to leave for work by 8 a.m. so that I'm not late. However, my evening routine is a lot more flexible because I get home at a different time every night based on how much traffic there is. So I'm not doing things at exact times, but in a specific sequence. I have my workout, then cook dinner, eat dinner. See, my home planner is when I complete the tasks that I have written down for that day in my home planner, then shower, brush teeth, wash face, and read a book. And if it's a Wednesday, which typically has the most traffic during the week, that means I get home later and there won't be as much time for some of the tasks like reading a book. So ask yourself, do I need structure for my whole day, part of my day, or do I just need to follow a simple sequence of steps? Remember, you don't need a perfect routine, you just need one that works for you. And for access to a free weekly reset printable with examples, check out this video next, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye!